Hello, this is Pastor Roland. I want to tell you about something that we have. I have a brand new call-in line where you can call and leave a message. You can leave a question, a comment, or your opinion about something. Question, comment, or your opinion. You call the number, and then you'll hear me say hi and welcome. Then at the sound of the beep, for the answering machine, you leave your first name, your real name, or if you want to use a nickname, that's fine. Your name, first name, and the city you're calling from. And then leave your question, or your comment, or your opinion. And then I get to listen to it. And some of them I will play on the air. In other words, I'll play your message, like your question or your opinion. I'll play it on the air, on the radio, and then I'll, talk about it, give you some feedback on it, answer the question. Okay? So, all you have to do is go to talktoapastor.org and look for the contact tab and click on it, and then you'll see what the number is and everything. So I think that'd be nice. That'll be nice. Okay, feel free to call on in with your question or your comment or your opinion. Now today I want to talk about prayer. Paul said that we should pray unceasingly. There's the kind of meditation that you will learn a lot. It's not as good as mine, okay, but it's getting there. It's close. It's very close, but it's not quite. It doesn't have the essence of what you need, but it's close, and it's called mindfulness meditation. Mindfulness meditation. What I was going to say is, if you're in an office, or you're in a dentist's office and they have a little seminar, or you go to a seminar for people who work in dental offices or law offices or medical offices or insurance. You know what I mean? Where you go to one of these seminars at a hotel and they teach you stuff, and maybe they teach you how to deal with stress. And then if they teach a meditation there, it's likely to be called mindfulness meditation. But then the question is, mindful of what? See? Well, they'll say mindful of the present. That's good, okay? Or mindful of something or other. But the problem with those is that sometimes they'll say, well, mindful of your breath, or mindful of some image, or positive thought, or affirmation, or mindful of some mantra. See, then what you're getting into is hypnosis. The problem is with people is that they are hypnosed. They're already hypnotized. People are responding and reacting to outside stimuli and stresses. They respond to the stimulus. They become mildly dissociated, a slight trance state, and then their body has to react and their mind has to react in some way to the stimulus. And so either there's a conditioned response to it, okay, a pattern already developed, or the brain has to think of something new. And that's part of the reason why whenever you get upset or you get shocked, something surprises you, you get into a little trance and you start thinking, you fall into thinking. Okay, so anyway, so a lot of the meditations are just more of that. Although it seems relaxing and everything like that, it's just more hypnosis, what you need to be is saved from the hypnosis. See, you need to be saved from reacting and responding and falling into thought and hiding in thought. See, hiding in, even if it's a nice, pretty thought, or it's a mandala, or it's a aphorism, or it's a saying, or it's a chant. See, it's still some kind of dissociation from reality and hiding. It's not good. So the question comes up again, well, mindful of what then? And I said mindful of the present moment. Well, that's all right. But what ought you to be mindful of? Mindful of God. Okay? So the proper meditation, see, But not just any meditation. The proper meditation teaches you how to be more mindful of God. Okay? Or at least in a state of mind, or in a space where you can be mindful. Okay? See what I mean? That's what Paul called praying unceasingly. So how do you do that? Well, that's what the meditation teaches you how to do. Okay? Now, it's not an actual thinking about God or trying to keep him in mind. It's not that. But it's just being in a space where you're not lost in thinking, and then you're closer to the inner light, which is from God. The inner light is from God. Okay? And your intuition, which we call conscience. It becomes conscience when you don't follow your intuition. See, if you followed your intuition and you didn't get upset, and you didn't get excited, and you didn't get emotional, and you didn't start reacting to things on the outside like traffic and what people say and what they do and how they look at you, and if you weren't reacting to all that stuff, then you would be in a space where you're close to wordless intuition. Okay? And that puts you closer to God. See? So you're closer to God. And I don't know how to say. It's hard to say. And so then let's suppose that a situation arises, maybe with your partner or your child, one of life's delicate situations. And how you respond makes all the difference in the world. See? If you respond with impatience, or you respond with some phony answer that you had already heard somebody give, some canned response, then the other person senses at some level that you don't have love. See? But if you remain in the moment, in the present, okay, and you search with all your heart, you search. You don't know what to say. You want to say the right thing, the true thing, the helpful, the understanding thing, but you don't know what it is. So you in your mind, you stand back, not knowing what the answer, what you should say or do, if anything, but you want to know with all your heart. Well, that is a calling upon God. See, he hears that silent cry. He hears it. And then all of a sudden, you'll know what to do. Maybe nothing is required. Or maybe a word or a gesture. But you see, the other person, when they see you there, thoughtfully, wanting to be thoughtful. They see you wanting to be thoughtful, and they see you wanting to say the right thing. The mere fact that they see that, the mere fact that you really want to give them a real answer and not a phony one, even that in itself shows that you have love. Okay? So, I think maybe I gave you a clue of what we are to be mindful of. Mindful of what's right for every moment. Mindful of it. See? And ready to do the right thing. Now, mostly you go through life and you drive to work or get on the bus and go to work, and then you do your work and you have lunch, and you go for a walk, and then you exercise, and you talk to people, and then you go home and you eat dinner, and you listen to music, you check your emails. So you do all the things that you would. So normally there aren't these decisive moments in life. There's not that many of them, but once in a while there is one. A very decisive moment when there's a question, of right or wrong, and you sense that moment, and then you meet it with patience and with a wanting to do the right thing, and a willingness to do the right thing. See? And the mere fact that you're in that space, see, when your soul is in that space, your soul is actually outside of time. You're closer to God. You're closer to the timeless dimension of principle, the eternal dimension. And the dimension where there's power from God to come from that dimension, and light to come from it, light of understanding and wisdom and patience and love and courage. See? And the supernatural strength with which to act. See, you're used to acting and reacting with the old anger, adrenaline type of, or fear. You're used to that old emotional type of, because that's all you've known. When you're separated from God's light, then when you're separated, which is what happens when you are out reacting like an animal. Traffic jam upsets you, what somebody said upsets you, this excites you, this captures your attention, and this intrigues you, and this excites you, and this makes you angry, and this irritates you, and you're just reacting like an animal, and you're separated from that timeless dimension. So all you have then to see, you're separated from your powers, and you're at a great disadvantage to whoever or whatever is making you react, or can make you react. And then you react with emotion, get upset, then you get headache, eye ache, tummy ache. You get muscle aches from tension. See? So there's great power in being able to stand back, take a mental step back, and silently call upon God. Okay, which is what you will do when you're in that space. So that's what the true meditation helps you to attain. So I hope you enjoyed this little talk. Don't forget, I have the new listener call-in line. Call in with a question or a comment. See, and then some of them I probably can't do all of them, but I can do some of them on the air. And then, respond, talk, or give a little feedback or something. So, my name is Pastor Roland.